tracks today.
What's going on, everybody? You are now tuned into another episode of Everyday Heroes, and we got real name Winton, JB Written, and a special guest here today, Swift, that I've been rocking with for many years on the battle rap tip. And we want to just go ahead and bring you some news or an update on how we felt about Summer Impact Reloaded. So with that being said, before we get into that, how y'all doing today? How was y'all week?
Doing good, my brother. Doing good, man. Another day, another dollar. Finna make it out here, bro. We gotta make it. You know what I'm
All
saying? But
right,
I'm Gucci.
all right.
Yeah,
What about you?
do, doing good. Happy to be here. I love talking about battle rap. Me and Winton, we used to have like another show we did where we talked about battle rap. So it feels good to be, back on here talking about battle rap again.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. So don't forget to follow us on iTunes. We're on there, we're live, we're popping, and we're gonna go ahead and get into this. So before I get into this, who here has ordered a pay-per-view? Like, did you order pay-per-view Swift?
Yeah, I had ordered Summer Impact. So, I got this for free, like the
Well,
Reloaded.
mm-hmm.
So,
All
yeah.
right, and me and JB, I ain't gonna hold you up. We went halves on it, so you know,
Yeah.
we went half and shared the password, and that's what it was.
It's
So,
That's
facts.
what's up.
so uh, with that, you can allow the two people on the account. So we're good on that, and Summer Impact didn't finish. Murder Mook, Calico, and what's the other one? Toon Squad or NWX. They were rescheduled for the event that happened last night on the 7th of September, back in New York. The return back to New York, and it was, to me, besides being late, we take the 4 hours late thing out of it. I liked the event up until the end, but there was a whole lot of just weird vibes going on that night, and I don't really know how to explain it. But let's start off by going into the first battle. The first battle was Ace Amin versus Snake Eyes. We'll break it out round by round, each one. We could throw out some bars if you want. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I just throw spoiler alert on there. How'd y'all feel about round one between Snake Eyes and Ace I mean?
So let me start off by saying, I need to rewatch the battle, like just because the way I watch battles is like I watch it the first time, and I'm in the moment when I'm watching it the first time, but then when I watch it the second time, that's when I really retain all the bars that was said in each round and stuff. So I don't really remember a lot of bars that was said in the first round,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I preferred Snake Eyes in that round though. And that's just because, Ace Amin, I feel like he's good. Like he has a lot of like creative bars and stuff, but his setups are too drawn out sometimes. I
Okay,
feel like he needs to perfect his style a little more.
I agree.
For the big stage and stuff. So I think I had Snake Eyes in that first round.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I had one problem with Snake Eyes. That nigga went 20 minutes in the first round.
Oh yeah, it was a long round.
Yeah, he was going
God,
in though.
man. But I mean, sometimes that shit can be like just long to like where you just beating it down. Like I understand he always go long or whatever, but sometimes he need to shorten it up, man. Cause that first round was dope, but listening to the whole 10 to 20 minutes of it, it kind of, you know what I mean, it gets played out after a while. I think Ace Amin had you know, they both had great moments, but I just think Ace Amin had like a better schemes, you know what I mean, with the he knows. You know what I mean? He came out with the he knows, kind of got the crowd reaction. So yeah, going off the first reaction, I would give it to Ace Amin because of the crowd in the first reaction. You know what I mean? I don't like T Rex in the background hyping it up all the fucking time. You know what I mean? And that
Man, that's
shoulder
the
check
best
in the
part.
beginning.
That's the
That show,
best part, man.
but man, but that shoulder check in the beginning though. What y'all think about that?
It
That
don't
nigga
matter.
really, that
At
nigga
the end
really
of the
shoulder
day,
checked him.
I'm a battle rap fan for real, for real. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about all the pocket tapping and all that stuff. At the end of the day, you gotta rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And that is only gonna last so long. At the end of the day, you have to rap.
But you
And
don't
one
think that
thing,
shoulder check was too much?
Yeah, like
man,
I think Ace Amin was doing too much. Like he was very
agree.
physical in this
Yeah.
battle. Like, and I think Snake Eyes, like he eventually got tired of it. But
Who wouldn't?
yeah, he let a lot slide though. Like he let a few things slide that I was like, wow,
Right.
he's not gonna check him for that. Like, but
Yeah.
but
Then he started getting
I think it
checked
was
though.
in a. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Then he started getting checked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like in the second round, I think
In the
that's
second
when
round.
Snake started to check him.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
Ace Amin kept bending down. What do y'all think about that?
Um, See, I'm in two minds about that because I feel like some of these dudes aren't, very fit, and I guess sometimes like you need a breather, like you need to catch a breather, take a quick rest, and as long as you're not being disrespectful, then I think it's okay if like as long as you're just resting for, temporarily, and then you get back up. But I don't know. I think because there was so much tension already in the battle, Snake Eyes kind of took it as he was being disrespectful to him by kneeling down and not acknowledging him and stuff.
Real name, what you think?
I agree. I agree. All that kneeling down and stuff is poor sportsmanship. At the end of the day, there's one thing that Snake Eyes tweeted, and I 100% agree with this. It said this man was talking too much ish, just not to be conditioned. You got to start and finish strong. Good sportsmanship always beats extra things every single time, and I agree with that. You
Yeah,
know,
I can agree with that. Like I will say, like in the Mook battle, because I noticed Mook was kneeling down for like a few seconds or a moment or something. So I think that's okay because he did get up
right?
eventually. But Ace on me, and I don't know, he was probably being more disrespectful with it, I guess. So I understand Snake Eyes, taking that as disrespect.
When when Mook did it, it was at the beginning of the battle before anybody rapped. I don't think
Mm,
anybody rapped yet when he did it. Ace Amin did it right in the middle of his round.
Mm,
So
hmm
there's a big difference in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it was time to rap, Mook stood up.
yeah.
Said, all right, it's time to rap.
I want to commend all the battle rappers that that take their job seriously, because me just being me, I couldn't stand there and let you poke me. I couldn't, I'm not a battle rapper. You know what I'm
If you're
saying?
getting paid 20 bands,
That's why I'm not a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? But they are. This is becoming more of a craft than a street shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this becoming their job, their means. You know what I mean? And they getting paid this much, and everybody's watching in the world. Like I commend that the people that can stand there and take people, and take it and dish what they supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I couldn't stand there and be just shoulder checked like that and poked in the chest and Ace I mean putting his finger all in my face. You know what I mean? Like I just couldn't do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And for him to get to the third round to say something, I commend him. Even just getting through the whole bottle. But at the end of the day, I still think Ace I mean won.
all right. So we'll get to that. So, what y'all think about round two?
Um. Now I do need to see this again. If I remember correctly, I think this might have been the closest round for me.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um. So yeah. I don't know like who I have winning the round. I need to see it again.
Okay.
But Ace was saying some good shit, and
Hmm.
I liked Snake. I'm a fan of Snake anyway. But yeah, I liked it from both. And this was where it got real tense. I think in this round, that was when Snake checked him for the first time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Yeah, it was a very intense round, but I'm interested to see how you guys scored this round.
So first round I gave to Ace Amin because uh, I didn't like how long Snake went. This second
Mm.
round, you right, brother. It was very close, but I still edged Ace Amin. I like the schemes he was setting up. That's when he kind of was going to the he knows and kind of got the crowd involved. I didn't like the poor sportsmanship, but at the end of the day, I like Ace Amin. I don't. I guess it was just flowing better that I remember.
Mm. Yeah, from what I
Okay.
remember, I might edge Ace. I mean that round. I don't know. I would have to see it again, but I do remember him, being real good in that round.
All right. I actually had it 1-1. I actually had Ace Amin clearly taking the second.
Yeah.
And then I had Snake edging out the first, if anything. And
Mm.
so that's what I had. I liked it. I thought honestly I thought Snake Eyes laid down that second round. Like he really wasn't all that crazy to me. He didn't match, the
But
energy or anything in my opinion. So I
but
really
that
don't ever see how that's close. But if
but but
we gotta
that
watch it
was
again.
that was the round where he remember what you said in the beginning. He checked him. He started bending down. He was like
Yeah,
he was going in, and then
yeah.
it seemed like he was trying to heat up. Then he looked again, and he was like, "Come on, man, stand up." You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh
Then
yeah, that's right.
he,
Yeah, and he said he's not gonna
yeah,
rap then.
yeah.
He
No,
said
the
he's not
third
gonna
round,
rap.
the third round, I think he said he's not gonna rap. The second round, he said, "Come on, man, stand up." You know what I mean? And then that's when it all happened. Like, and then the third round, he was like, "You touch me, don't touch me." You know what I mean? Like, this shit was kind of getting tension. I don't know, but the second round is when he first checked him about the sitting down thing, and I think it kind of threw Snake Eyes off a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
So
Hmm.
that so let's get into that third round. So we pull this batter together.
All right, so the third round comes out, and they both had a chain scheme, or something like that near the end, and Ace Amin, I felt like he had the first half of his round, or like 80% of his round was pretty good, was pretty fire, and then
Mm-hmm.
he got into this Tay Rock thing. I honestly didn't like it. I thought it was trash. The chain didn't look anything like Tay Rock's. It wasn't even close, and he's aiming for somebody that I feel like would destroy him. Like not even
Mm.
close.
Winton, what you
Like
think about T Rex coming out in the beginning though?
that was cool. I mean, shoot,
That
that's
was
his
fire.
dude. That's his dude.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yo.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's a part of the punch. Just like Hitman Brother coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Hitman Brother ain't a battle rapper or anything. So I mean, I like it. I fucks with it, and that happens all the time in battle rap. That's a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought it was cool. I thought the punchline was cool from Snake Eyes. I thought Snake Eyes honestly had a better last round than me.
Yeah.
I liked his chain bars more and everything. So I had Snake
Yeah.
Eyes winning this battle 2-1. If one did it for Ace, if you want to debate it for Ace, I mean, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I won't even argue you down with that. But I have Snake Eyes winning 2-1. What you got, Swift?
Yeah. My thing is with Ace, I feel like he spent way too long addressing Tay Rock, and Tay Rock isn't in the battle. Like, so
Mm,
why'd you have a scheme about his chain?
He
yeah.
planned
And
for it. He tweeted that he planned for it. He thought Tay Rock was going to be there, but he wasn't there. But go ahead.
yeah, he came later though. But
Okay.
yeah, um, yeah, I just feel like he wasted too much on that. Like he should have been attacking Snake Eyes. Um, and to me, that just looked like he was trying to get some sort of vengeance for Jackboy or whatever. So that kind of took away from his round because he wasn't really being direct to Snake the whole round. Whereas Snake, he also addressed Cave Gang, but like he did it quickly. Like he only spent a few bars doing that, and I feel like although John the Don already did the whole Black Wealth angle, I feel like Snake had some bars that definitely hit. Where he was like, the chain is so cheap, I've got a spare one or something.
Right.
Um, so yeah, like I just feel like his bars were hitting more. So I definitely had Snake Eyes taking that round.
All right. All right. Cool. What you got, JB?
I agree, man. I agree. That nigga said this shit so cheap. I brought a spare with me. You know what I mean? So I didn't expect that. That was a he brung out T Rex and that shit kind of hyping the mood up a little bit for him. His chain, the chain thing. It seemed kind of old when Ace Amin was doing it, but when he did that little spare thing, that was pretty dope. So yeah, I definitely gave it to Snake Eyes that last round, but two rounds of one. So I don't care how it go, man, because either way, you can give the first round to Ace Amin or Snake Eyes, and it could go either way 2-1. But for me, Ace Amin 2-1. But definitely Snake Eyes took that third round to me. I think it was
Okay.
clear.
Okay. So the polls that I've seen, I looked at three polls. Three of the polls that I've seen had Snake Eyes winning this battle
Mm.
pretty clearly, like 70% to 30% type stuff, or 60-40. So, maybe later on down the line when people start watching it again, maybe it'll become more debatable. I think this has the potential to become somewhat of a classic over time. Not a classic, but somewhat of a good battle to watch over time.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely.
and then, because when Snake Eyes took them shades off in
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of that third round, he was he was wigging
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
with his eyes going everywhere. Man, he was wigging, bro.
yeah.
He should
That
rap
shit.
without the shade, without that anymore. Just no hat, no glasses, just wig on niggas with like that.
But you know what though? I felt like he had a different attitude when he came out that third round. Like he came
Yeah,
out like I'm finna finish this. I'm finna finish strong. And sometimes when people finish strong, you could be losing the whole battle. But that third round, sometimes you finish strong, you can be look like you won. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I think he went out with a bang.
all right.
For
So
sure.
if y'all had to pick a shirt to buy, what would y'all buy? Heard it before, or would you buy He Knows?
Wait, which one is which? I
Oh,
don't
so
even.
Heard It Before is
It's the
Snake Eyes
Snake Eyes, and
shirt.
the he
Okay.
knows is Ace
Is
Amin.
Ace Means he was wearing it during the battle.
Okay. Yeah. Heard it before, probably.
Yeah, I think I might have to go with Heard It Before. They both cold though. Both those little
Yeah.
slogans cold.
Yeah, they both cold. If I have to pick one, I kind of like chess, the chess board. So I like heard it before because I like the little chess piece in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Cool. 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 All right. So that was a good little segment. Let's go ahead and get into the second battle of the night. The second
Hmm.
battle we had was NWX Toon Squad versus the Monstars. And so let's go ahead and break this out round by round. This is DNA and K Shot versus Twerk and Shotgun Sugar. So let's start with you, JB. What you got going on top of the round one?
Oh, round one. Round one. It was clear. NWX Toon Stars took that. I think your boy Monstars wasn't ready, man. You can
They
tell
laid
the
down.
diff. Yeah, you could tell they like just the different levels, of 2-on-2. You could tell that NWX been doing it longer, and they started this shit, and they doing it. I'm liking them together more than individually. Some now, now is the 2-on-2 battles is becoming more popular. But definitely the first round, I think it was very clear. I think Suge messed up the whole line. He even said at the end, like, "Shit, I messed up." You know what I mean? So they knew that round was kind of trash. And I wouldn't say it was trash. I just say it just looked like they didn't have that connection together in the beginning. You know what I mean? So it's really not much to say about that. I think NWX did their thing that they usually do, came out strong. I don't remember every line from that battle, but I remember that they lost. Them niggas lost that first round. So that's what I think.
All
Yeah,
right.
I
Mm-hmm.
agree. Um, I was very disappointed with the monsters, because like their energy at the actual Double Impact pay-per-view against Marvin Quest, like that was incredible. Like, and
Right.
I was hoping they would bring that to, to this one, because
Mm.
that could have been a great battle if they were able to match that same level of energy. But yeah, they were definitely out of sync this time. Suge was definitely messing up. And I feel like he's the liability in this team. Because Twerk seems focused, like in these 2-on-2s. Like he seems like he's pretty much carrying the team. But yeah, I guess Suge was just off. And even in one of the, I think it was a 15 minutes of fame interview or something. Even Uncle Ra was saying like, Suge is a last minute writer, so does that cause problems between you two or whatever? So yeah, like clearly everyone knows like Suge is the liability here, and he does choke a lot, he does jersey a lot in his battles, so I guess they didn't allocate the amount of time they needed to practice their material this time around, and that's a shame, because this could have been a great battle, but NWX were, they're veterans at this, and they were just showing that, they're a higher tier when it comes to these 2-on-2 battles. So uh,
Okay.
it was clear, and NWX took the first, clearly.
Okay, I agree with that. It took the first clearly, and even if everything was pulled off smoothly, I don't feel like their material was even close to like the first round. So I don't even think there's even room to debate on that one.
I,
So
I,
let's
and
move
I
on to
and at the end, when we get to the end, I got a point to make about the what they did wrong in the first round.
okay,
Yeah.
and I have a question for you guys after that too.
Okay.
So let's go ahead into the second. So the second starts with the Monstars. And this round, if you want to debate it, go ahead. I feel like NWX is enough to win that round. Not clearly, but I would say kind of clearly. Um, there was an incident that happened. Not really an incident, but they did their slam dunk at the same time and or whatever it was, and they were heating up, and they had a and the Monsters had a really good second round, but it just didn't finish. And one thing I can't stand about Twerk is when things like that happen and he quits rapping.
Mm. Now, like, what actually happened? Because I don't know why he was coming at Shine's man. Like, what actually caused that to
So
happen?
So basically, what happened was they both did a slam dunk on K Shine and DNA, right? They both did like a slam dunk bar, and it was almost to the 3 minute mark anyway. But they did a slam dunk bar, and when they did a slam dunk, like both of them, like I guess DNA and K Shine kind of moved out of the way a little bit, and one of their mans got hit or something like that with the slam dunk, and the man's and the dude in the background of the MWX background was saying like try it again or fuck pussy started calling them names or whatever, and Jersey
Okay,
was like on Paru like make me shut up or something like that, like make me or something like that, and that's when it started you know.
okay.
So, um,
Yeah, like the thing is with that, like, because obviously it, they like Twerk and Suge are very physical battle rappers anyway, so they should be prepared for stuff like that to happen. So that shouldn't have thrown off Twerk too much. Because I mean, you're the ones doing the slam dunk moves and stuff, so like obviously anything can pop off at that point because you're initiating like physical contact. So
right.
so I don't know why he got so thrown off by that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, and I'm not sure if he got thrown off. Like he kept saying the word, like I forget what the word was, but it was like, do the most. I say he said, do the most, do the most, and he kept trying to rap, and then like things kept happening, and then eventually, when everything finally settled down, he was like, fuck it.
All right. Okay.
And I just wasn't a fan of that. He did that same thing with Nitty Battle, and he did that same thing against John John. It's like whenever something happened, he always quit.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs to keep his composure in them situations.
You know,
Oh,
like I mean, I'd take that over fighting and ruining the battle, but still, man, like you just quitting the battle, like come on, man.
Mm.
What? How you feel about that, JB? About the second round?
I think NWX take it. I think Monstars they had a few good moments, but the best moment I really remember right now is the jackhammer, the buffing the floor move, and the fight. You know what I'm saying? The almost fight or whatever. I think y'all, well, Went and you was exactly right. They kind of wasn't, Twerk kind of wasn't. Sometimes he get into that bind and he'd quit or he'd just give up or, you know what I'm saying? Like instead of just keep going. So he just kept saying the same line over and over again, and then he just finally just got thrown off and, just went right into fight mode. It kind of threw this whole thing off. Even K Shine before his line, he was like, damn, it kind of threw me off. Like, now I gotta, get back into that mode. So, but I think NWX clearly took it. I just think that shit wasn't hitting, man, just to be honest. I got to go back and watch it, but the only thing I can remember right now is the buffing the floor thing. Remember him spinning around in a circle, so. But NWX definitely goes hard, man. I just think you could just tell the different level that they brung. You could tell the
Hmm.
readiness. You know what I mean? Like it just felt like they came not ready. The second round they came a little bit more ready, but it's still a different level in this shit. You know what I mean? So there's levels to this
All
shit.
right. All
So
right, so you got it 2-1 NWX. I got it
yeah.
not well 2-0 MWX. I got it 2-0. You got it 2-0, Gary.
Yeah, I got it 2-0.
All right, cool, cool, cool. So let's get into the third round. NWX doesn't go so hard in the third round, but they went well. And the
Mm.
Monstars, to me, although it was just one dude, I felt like Twerk wigged in that third round and did enough
Twerk.
to take that
I
third.
he said I would have went holographic.
Mm.
That shit was hard,
Woo!
bro. Yeah, he went a twerk beat him by
Yeah,
himself. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It
So
was it was like 90% Twerk.
yeah,
Shook
yeah.
only rapped like for like half a minute.
And I'm glad they did it like that. You know what I mean? First they tried to do the board thing, the DNA board thing. I like that scheme. You know what I mean? I like that scheme. He came out with the board thing and smashed it. You know what I mean? And then also finished strong. So I definitely gave it to the Monstars on that one. I felt like DNA and K-Shine kind of laid down that round because they probably felt like they had it in the bag. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you what I think they did wrong after I get y'all statement.
All right. Well, I got mine's 2-1. I got the Monstars taking the second. Oh, I mean the third, or just New Jersey Turk taking the third, I guess. But I got them losing the battle. The Monstars losing the battle 2-1 to NWX Toon Squad. What you got, Swift?
I really can't rate that third round. I think I really need to see it again because
Okay.
I do remember Twerk blacking, but I was like distracted at the time, I think. And I didn't really like take in a lot of NWX's round. So yeah, I would definitely need to watch that again. But I definitely have NWX taking the battle. So
But I got a question for you.
Hmm.
Okay. Now this is what I think they went wrong at. Why would they go with that scheme, with the DNA scheme that they had? Why would they go first? Why would they come out and rap first? They know DNA can rebuttal.
Did they come
oh
out and
yeah,
rap first? I don't remember
yeah,
that.
they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, they said,
Yeah.
let me get one thing straight. It came out and rap first. I think with that scheme, why would they want to go first? They would want to go second. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So
I
DNA
think
can't rebuttal.
yeah. And then I don't know how DNA got the cardboard. You know what I'm saying? But DNA rebutted like that first round and pretty much and did fucking good. And then K Shine threw his rebuttal in there.
That was
That could
crazy.
have that could have killed their whole third round. It almost did if you go back and watch it. So I really think I really think they messed up in the beginning by trying to go first. They know DNA that's his, that's his special. Like he can rebuttal that shit. You know what I mean? Even they said in an interview afterwards, he was like, when Kayshawn did it, I just wish I went second because I would have tried to rebuttal. I wish I could have got the board like I got today, like I got, that day. So I think they messed up by trying to go first, especially with the rebuttals and how unprepared they were.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they thought maybe their energy would carry them and that it wouldn't matter if they went first
Hmm.
or not. But if they were definitely wrong with that.
Definitely, definitely. They said that in the interview. What you think, Winton?
Um. So yeah, I have to agree with that. I have to agree with that. They should have definitely in regards to the going first thing, they should have definitely waited for the coin flip and did it that way. So I'm not sure why that happened or if that was planned or anything. But when you go against somebody like DNA, you gotta strategize to some extent. There is no, not strategizing. You have to.
Yes.
He can be
Yeah.
very dangerous.
Yeah. And I think if they had went second, that whole scheme he did in the beginning, that wouldn't even been a match. You know what I'm saying? So I think DNA wouldn't have to rebuttal his scheme because it wouldn't have been a match. And I don't know how the hell he got the cardboard over to his side, but
Yeah,
that definitely y'all can't let that happen neither.
right. That needs to
Hmm.
be escorted out of the site. So let's
Hmm.
let's talk about this. So before we get into the last battle or the last round of the night, um I saw an interview with New Jersey Twerk and Shotgun and with K Shine and with DNA, and they were talking about. It seemed to me the way they were talking, it seemed to me that they were planning to take the third round off. Because K Shine said something along the lines like, "We talked behind the scenes, and you said you was gonna, go light or something like that." And Jersey was like, not Jersey, yeah, New Jersey Twerk was like, he said something along the lines of, yeah, I remember that, but I wasn't sure if you were gonna do it. But I guess we agreed, and I didn't live up to that. You know what I'm saying? I went hard on you or whatever. And he was like, and they were like, we talked. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they were like making like hints, like we talked. So
Hmm.
how do y'all feel about that? Because to me, that kind of, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, do you think some of these battle rappers are talking behind the scenes and prepping rounds together? Not really prepping rounds together, but saying like, my first round is hard, but my third I'm gonna take a light on you. On my
Oh
second I'm
yeah,
gonna take a light on you.
Yeah.
I I think that happens more than we think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to me that's crazy that we're paying for this stuff and they're staging some of these battles.
Yeah, I
I
mean, oh, go ahead, JB.
I was just gonna say I think they should do a better job than hiding it, but definitely they could talk. Just don't try to make it so known that we notice the shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's all.
And it's becoming, and now that I saw that interview, it's becoming more noticeable. Like, I'm starting to look back on some of these battles. I'm like, that's why some of these battles don't come out the way I feel like they should, because they'll take a round off. They agree to take a round off, and then it's just always one person wins one round, one person wins the other round, and you could toss up another, and
What you think, homie?
with
Me,
Swift.
yeah, yeah. I think this happens a lot, and what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, but I feel like Surf does this a lot. Because I've noticed this in a lot of his battles. I feel like he hears, either he writes the battle with the other person or he hears their rounds. Because I don't think his rebuttal game is that good, to be honest. I feel like he knows what the other person is gonna say, and he kind of like writes bars ahead of time to rebuttal. And this was very apparent in the Hitman battle. I feel like they wrote that battle together. Oh, and this is the thing I was gonna say. Like, this is like a brotherhood for these battlers.
Right.
They travel all around the country doing these battles and stuff. So For them, I think it's like, we're looking out for each other, and we're going to give each other a night off so we don't have to go too hard, with the coming up with material. We're just going to, we're going to try and woo the crowd for 2 rounds, and then we're going to take the third round off just so we don't have to, spend too much time writing. I think that's how they see it, like they're looking out for each other, they're getting money together. So yeah, I feel like that's what goes on behind the scenes.
You got a point. That's deep. That's deep.
All
Mm.
right, all right. I like that. I like that.
I
Um,
think too, like I said, why if they do it, let's try to hide the shit. God damn, that's like me and you doing something and we're announcing we do it. Like, I don't know, like, I don't mind making money. It's a business at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but you don't want that secret of the business to come out because it can lose people. It can lose fans when you lose the competition. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the football. Sometimes I be thinking football, the NFL is rigged, but they would
Hmm.
never go out and say it. You know what I'm saying? They would never go out and admit it because it takes the competition, it takes the fun out the game. You know?
I agree with
Yeah,
that. I
I
agree with
agree.
that.
It takes some of
Um,
the authenticity away from it, like from the
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
yeah, because then it just feels like a whole bunch of group of friends is battling, and that's what it wasn't back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Just what
Yeah.
it seemed like, a whole bunch of group of friends that get along with each other just battling.
I got a question
Like,
for you, Winton.
yeah,
So by you saying that, like, what do you think about them, like, giving dap to each other in the middle of the line? Or if they say something good, you could tell they both was bloods, like K Shine and your boy, uh, to New Jersey, Twerk. And every time, they was giving each other dap. You know what I mean? Do you like the sport where they kind of like stay back and like it's kind of more of a struggle and they fighting against each other? Or do you like at the end, they giving each daps through each other lines?
I don't like when they giving daps during the rounds, but if the whole battle is over and they want to do their blood dap, then do it.
Yeah,
But
I'm with you.
in the middle, that stuff is deeper than rap. At the end of the day,
Hmm.
that blood and Crip stuff, and Latin King stuff. That's deeper than rap. At the end of the day, and showing those things on camera, for one, you're snitching on yourself and all that stuff. But you don't want to be. It's a battle at the end of the day, and I want to see throughout the battle both of them be competitive. Like all that handshaking and blood handshaking and dapping up, I don't like that through the battle. I've kind of grown to accept it, I guess, nowadays, but I don't like it. I don't like it, and I think all that should be done at the end of the battles, and maybe when they have the interviews on Hip Hop is Real and stuff, but not during the battle. And to me, they're just like they're saying punchlines to each other, but they're friends. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't like that.
Yeah. What about you, sir?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. Like, I mean, I understand that these guys travel together, they see each other all the time, so they do respect each other for the most part. But yeah, I wish they wouldn't dap so much during the battle, and they would save that till the end. Because that's one of my problems with the K Shine versus Rum Nitty battle. Because that battle was great lyrically and everything, but like they were dapping way too much for my liking in that battle. Um,
Hey, Winton, we was talking about that, wasn't we?
Yeah, we were,
Yeah, y'all
we
need to go
were.
back and watch that. Go back and watch that.
All right, all
Yeah,
right.
that's
So
why I always favor the grudge matches more, like when they actually hate each other.
Hmm.
Um,
yeah,
because that starts to feel like how it used to be.
right, exactly, exactly, and I agree with that. So let's go ahead and get into the last round of the night. Not even a whole battle. Not even a
I,
whole first round for both of them. Is
I'm going in on this one.
Murderland, Murderland versus Murderland versus Dark Life, or is it Park Life?
Dark Life.
Dark Life,
Dark Life, yeah.
Dark Life. All right, so that's Mook and Calico versus Briz and T Top. All right, so go ahead, JB. It seems like you want to go ahead and get something off. Go ahead. What you got to say?
Man, I am pissed the fuck off with this shit. I ain't gonna lie, I'm pissed the fuck off. All right, this battle is the most hated battle But it's funny. It's a funny battle to me. It's funny and it's hated. I'm gonna say the funny part first. T Top, that nigga need to lose some weight or something, man. That nigga took like 20 people with him when he fell. When he fell. I mean, that shit was hilarious. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I watched it back over and over again, and I couldn't help but see that nigga fall. You know what I'm saying? And then it took him about 10 minutes to get off the ground. So he couldn't fight even if he wanted to. You know what I mean? Like if it was just a one-on-one fight, you could have beat him up on the ground because he couldn't barely get off the ground. So, but that shit was hilarious. But sportsmanship, sportsmanship. You know what I mean? We talked about this earlier, Winton, and I don't like when one person battling and one person speaking and the other person ducking and dodging, and Briz over there moving left to right and doing some extra shit, and he deliberately bumped into your boy Murder Mook. And I don't care who you are, like I don't know what's going on, like this is why I'm not a battle rapper. But you deliberately bump me and you doing all this shit, like I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I'm gonna throw a punch. You know what I'm saying? That's just what's gonna happen. So I definitely think it could have been a good battle. I like Briz and T Top first round. They came out usually Dark Life, and it seemed like Calico and Murder Mook was about to heat up. It was they started to heat up, but that's it, folks. There ain't no more battle. You know what I mean? We waited fucking 4 months for this shit, and we paid for it, but we still didn't get it. So that's why I'm upset, and everybody should be whoever paid for it and waited for it. So let me just see what y'all think, man, because
So I mean, it's not too much to really talk about, in my opinion, on it. But what happened happened. Driz, seemed like he deliberately or, bumped into him, and it looked like Murder Mook chain got stuck or something like that, and that's why they kind of, or Mook
fuck
held his
that.
hand. Well, whatever happened happened, and it's all, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's not about really, who started it. For me, it's just that it sucks that there's multiple things that happened this night, and nothing seemed to go right, and nothing seemed to be good enough. You
I got a
know.
question too for you. Do you
Hmm.
think do you think it was three battles and it started way late? Do you think the animosity is due to Smack and he's starting late?
Yeah. So
No,
that's what I was
that
gonna
is a
get into.
problem. That
That's what I'm gonna get into.
time issue is a problem, man. Because like that I wasted a lot of time watching that stream, just waiting for the battles to happen. Um,
Hmm.
and I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, whether like Smack and Beasley are trying to gather up the battlers or whatever. I don't know why it takes so long, but
Yeah.
that kind of put an extra downer on the pay-per-view, because not only did we have to wait so long for this battle to happen, and then the way it ended, it's like, wow, you guys really just wasted my time with this.
Yeah.
um
Time and money.
Yeah,
You
wasted
yeah,
know.
time
hours
and
of my life.
Time and money. And I'll just say this. I think it is the timing too. At the end of the day, waiting 4 hours for a stream to come up is unacceptable. I can wait an hour, maybe an hour and a half, whatever. But really, to start 4 hours late, like to me, that's plain old ridiculous, man. That's plain old ridiculous.
And niggas don't
Um,
say sorry or nothing though. My
that
bad,
there's
we
no
started late.
apologies, and
Yeah.
it's just getting worse and worse every event.
Yeah.
And here's the problem. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna waste my whole day doing this. It's three battles.
Yeah. Usually it's like 6, 7 battles. Nigga, we got
And
3 battles.
if there's a problem with the MCs not getting there on time, it needs to be in the contract that all the MCs need to be there, or there's going to be a dock in your pay by a certain time.
yeah,
You're thinking.
exactly.
There needs to be more strict policies in this. And I think a part of that whole 4 hour thing is this. This is the reality of thing. Briz might have been high off something, and Mook was probably lit, you know. And you know, I'll just say this: as a fan that has been to multiple events, I have witnessed fans give MCs free drugs, free free liquor. You know what I'm saying? Buying drinks for the MCs. You know, giving them weed, giving them whatever they need, just because they're fans. So if the MCs are getting there at 2 o'clock, the fans are getting there by 2 o'clock. That's a 4 whole hours they're mingling with fans, getting free things and getting high.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, this
Mm,
is a free event, guys. And you know what happens with free events? You can't give niggas free shit sometimes.
Do you
yeah.
think do
You know,
y'all Went, do you think it should be a limit of what they smoke and drink? You know what I mean? I'm not saying like, don't do it, but
they
at the same
need to start
time,
the event on time
okay.
because once they start the event on time, that gives them all the time they need to mingle and all that stuff.
Mhm.
You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to be sober during your battle. If you like to drink your henny or whatever during your battle, do it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, not everybody knows how to control their liquor. I'm just gonna throw out there. Maybe Mook is a great rapper, but maybe he's one of those people that doesn't know how to control his liquor.
Let's. I really want to know y'all opinion, man. I'm gonna start with your boy. Okay. Do you really think it Mook shouldn't have thrown the punch?
So here's the thing, like I definitely feel like what Winton was saying with them getting more high and more drunk or whatever. I think that plays into things too, because maybe that's why Briz was doing too much. But also I think there's another element to this, because Mook said he just buried his mother and everything. And
Mm.
Briz was like, fuck your mother, like basically he was being real disrespectful with his mother. Um, so I think that agitated Mook when Briz said that initially, in his round and everything. So I think from then Mook was already like kind of, agitated. And then, Briz was doing a lot when Murderland was rapping. Um, so, when it came time to Briz, pushing Mook or grabbing him or whatever, Mook just had enough at that point. He was already agitated. He probably was high or whatever. So he
Mm.
just swung on him. And he's the last person I would have expected to swing on someone.
You
Like
right.
I didn't think Mook was built like that really. But yeah, he
Mook has
had
been
enough
swung
and he
on
swung.
plenty of times, and he's allegedly got pistol whipped.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. So
I agree with that. I agree with that.
All right.
Uh huh.
One more question. Who won the fight? Who looked like they got the best of who?
Don't matter to me. I think
Alright.
the best part of the whole fight was
Uh-huh.
Calico. He took his shades off before he even swung a punch. I
Swung.
think
yeah,
that was like the most gangster part of it. I think the funniest
Yeah.
part was T Top.
Yeah.
yeah.
Taking 10, 20 people out with him,
Mm.
and
Yo, you
so
know what was like epic? Like, cause Calico had that song bumping on stream all
Vanna,
night. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Banner. And then, he came out singing it too. And then like he really lived up to it by
Yeah.
the end of the night. So that was hilarious. But yeah, I don't know what that guy was doing who was on T Top side when he tried to like Goldberg spear Calico or whatever. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what he was thinking. Like
He just was like trying to tackle somebody. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
he got his ass beat. I saw Rex throw a couple punches, and then he picked up the bottle. He was ready for anything.
Okay.
Um, and
Now
yeah,
I ain't see
Calico
all
was
that.
getting in.
I saw Calico take his shades off and try to punch. Wasn't? Go ahead, Win.
Yeah, that was it, man. That's all I had to say in regards to that. I mean, the fight is what it is.
It wasn't much
Things
to say
happen,
about it.
huh? Ain't
I
nothing
said
to
it
say
wasn't.
about it, in my opinion. The fight happened. We're not going to see the battle ever again. Smack even said it. They're not going to even try to reschedule it again. They just said it just probably wasn't meant to be.
Mm.
So I would like to
My
see
question is
Calico and Mook again. Go ahead.
what happened to Briz though? Like I didn't hear anything. I didn't see what happened to him after the punch. Like
T
He
Top took his ass out.
yeah.
He fell on
See,
him.
he didn't get hit in the face though. He ducked. He actually missed. Mook missed.
Oh, okay.
No.
If you actually watch it and slow it down,
Mm,
like the lad, like Mook, he missed by a hair, bro. Now, Briz hat and everything came off because he ducked, so it looked like he got hit, but nobody got hit. Like between Mook and Briz, they didn't hit each other.
mhm.
From what I saw on that.
So
So
none of the battlers touched each other. Basically, it was
yeah,
like the entourage or whatever.
Yeah.
right. So so that's that. Any final words on this card? You know,
Yeah. I gotta find the word. Case John was in the middle. I wonder like, what side do that nigga fight for? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
looked like
yeah,
he was trying to be neutral in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And you can clearly see Tay Rock was on NWX side. He was on Dark Life side.
yeah.
And
That
Case John.
that's what like what I was wondering is because I know Rock and Rex have some beef going on, so I thought maybe that would escalate things and maybe like they would get it on or something because they've been having like some words with each other recently. And
I didn't know that.
and remember Rock just he snuffed that dot mob dude a few weeks ago. So
Okay. So
yeah.
this is tension all around. Nah, but that was my final closing. I didn't see where Kayshawn went. You know what I mean? But I just wonder who he was throwing blows for.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, cool. Any final words on this, Swift?
I mean it's disappointing to see, the event end up like that, especially, because we paid for it and stuff. And on the other hand, everyone was expecting something to happen with Math and Sirius, but they pieced it up. So this is, definitely a blemish on URL. And yeah, it's a bad look. But at least, we got one kind of decent battle with the Ace Amin and Snake Eyes. I feel like that was a decent battle. The Monsters versus NWX, I'll probably rewatch it one more time, but then I'll probably never watch it again. So this whole event was kind of a waste of time, but at least we got one decent battle out of it.
All right, cool. I think you guys, pretty much said everything I would have said, and we got at least one and a half of a good of a good battle or a decent battle out of it. So, um, so it is what it is. I think let's talk about Born Legacy 8 when we get there. And then until then, uh, you know, until then we just gotta keep pushing forward. Do you have the app by the way, Swift?
Yeah, I got that app.
All right, cool.
Mm.
I do too. And but JB, you have the app, but you don't. That's right, you don't have the app.
No, I got the app, but I just didn't pay for it yet.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna break down and get it, man. I'm gonna break down and get it.
All right, cool. So, with that being said, from Real Name Winton, from JB Written, and Swift Epic, this is Everyday
Purchase
Heroes
your tracks
signing
today.
out.